I got started with a cadetship at Multiplex, which is a global contractor, and I got to work on real commercial projects in the Sydney CBD, such as the Wynyard Place redevelopment.
So I'm working with Stockland on a scholarship, so it's an industry-based scholarship. It's something I'd definitely recommend anyone to try go for.
It's probably been the most beneficial part of this entire degree.
Not only are we working with people that we're going to work with for the rest of our careers, but we're also working on projects that are relevant. So Capstone's a great example of that. It's a project that is actually happening, being done by a company at the moment. They've just bought the land and they're going to be developing it.
So I've done 100 days so far at a place called Western Earth Moving, and that was such a good experience because you get to use what you learn in class in real life, and you learn things so much faster and in such a different way, and it's a really good experience to meet new people and to get connections in the industry.
And what we're actually designing is a nightclub in Sydney, and it's kind of like a critique of the lockout laws in Sydney at the moment, and it's kind of focused about how can we create public space at night time.
So basically take things that are what most people would consider to be rubbish, and I try to look at what's there and make something sort of beautiful and meaningful of that.
I was taking a user experience elective, and the brief was about how to foster lifelong learning within university. And so I designed a service that helped students develop emotional intelligence.
Well, the subject's called design integration, so it's about integrating design and systems together to build a high school.
So my thesis looks at how we use hand gestures to communicate with non-designers and how that can actually be interfaced into a 3D modelling workspace.
This project is a prosthetic for women, and it is different, or its point of difference is because it's customisable. It has an element of personalisation, designed with a cover that the user can interact with the designer and co-create that.
Definitely working in a design job. I think it'd be really exciting to get outside of uni and start really taking choice of where I want to work.
Ideally in an analyst investment sort of role, but basically I'm in the industry I love now.
I'd like to be doing moving image assisting work, but if I can get photography or stills on movies and stuff like that.
I do have a 2-month program to Indonesia. It's called Yearbook, the Australian Indonesian Youth Exchange Program, run also through DFAT.
I will be applying to do a master's. I'm not sure where that will be. I'm hoping to go to New York.
So this week I've been accepted into Delft for exchange.
It's not that I'm not ready to leave yet, but I do want to do honours.
I'll probably look at honours.
Definitely a heavy thought about doing honours.
I really want to do honours, maybe even do like part-time tutoring. I really like helping people.
My plan for next year is definitely to stay where I am. It's a really great firm. It's a small firm doing really big jobs, and that's, I think, an ideal place to start.
I feel like I've grown into myself, not just as a designer, but as a person. Like I've become a lot more comfortable with who I am, and I've become a lot less shy.
Global Studio that I did with Natalia Hughes, we went to New York.
Global Studios. So I got to do a trip to America, to New York, Chicago and LA in my first year. And we actually met Frank Gehry, who designed that building.
The opportunity to actually go out to studios here in Sydney.
I've been to New York twice, I've been to LA, I've been to Hanoi for a drawing elective, and I've also been to Japan.
The lecturers have been very industry focused.
Industry involvement has been fantastic, so a lot of our lecturers work in the industry.
You suddenly find yourself around a group of all these other really passionate designers that think in slightly different ways but also have a huge amount of overlap. So to be able to start talking the same language with those people is a really cool opportunity.
You're surrounded by so many motivated, driven and hard-working creatives that it just creates like the perfect kind of environment for me to continue being motivated as well.
In our honours we have just over 20 people, so it's very close, and I think that's the same with all design disciplines, is they're really tight groups and you get to be really close friends with everyone.
Every single project, pour your heart and soul into it.
I probably recommend that you kind of get involved in cultural activities around your area. So if you are interested in architecture, kind of go to museums and art galleries exhibiting kind of modern artwork just to get yourself involved in what's sort of happening at the moment.
Keep an open mind and have fun. Yeah.
Just follow what makes you really interested in design, because ultimately that's what you're going to keep pursuing throughout the 3 or 4 years of study that you do.
So I'd look back and say, just relax. Even if someone knows all the answers, it doesn't mean that you have to know, because they might have more experience.
Even if you have a set goal, obviously stick to it and plan for that, but do make sure that it's willing to bend for change. So
UTS architecture, like, it's the perfect playground to experiment.
I've learnt over the last 3 years is just do everything. Say yes to pretty much everything. There are a lot of opportunities that only come because of who you meet, or the random, thing you help with at uni then becomes a job, or that's happened a fair bit to me and to other students.
You'll get as much out as you put in, you know what I mean? Like, and just keep working, just keep at it.
100% the people.
The people and like the friends I've made.
Definitely working with the people. I think like my peers, my tutors are all so great.
I've made some good friends and worked with some really exceptional minds.
Teachers and our lecturers, they're just like so amazing.
Just the teaching style here was very welcoming, and it was very supportive and nurturing.
I've been quite moved by, I think, how much support I received from my course director and lecturers to help me pursue the New Colombo Plan scholarship, which has taken me around the world.
I think the most vivid memories that I'll have from the DAB will just being able to have these really open-ended design briefs that you can have so much freedom with.
The moments of joy, when you finish a project, it's come to an end, you realise how much you've gone through, and that's such a rewarding experience, especially with amazing people.